And I just signed a contract to work as a chef and live scuba diving boat in Hawaii in about 6 weeks. 2 months prior to that, I survived coming off my skateboard at 30 miles an hour and wrapping my kidney around a 4x4 pole. Bruised from here to here, my intuition, talk about seeing stuff and all that from that experience. And I'm waiting tables. And we had a call from one of our Airbnbs, actually B&B, there's no Airbnb at this point in time. And we got a 10 top coming in late. And I'm a person who worked in restaurants my entire life, worked at restaurants open until 10 o'clock, used to work till 10 o'clock. I'm also first cut as a waiter that evening. And all the other waiters start bitching and moaning about this 10 top coming in late and all the other dynamics of it. And I turned to the group of waiters and I'm like, if y'all shut up, I'll close the restaurant. Just marry my ketchups. I despise the smell of ketchup in bulk. The scent of it is one of the most nasty things I can ever come across in 25 years of my culinary experience. And so, sure enough, the family comes in and it's 5 children, 4 adults. The kids are full of stories, talking about doll sheep, bears. Obviously, we're in Alaska, we're telling the theme of the night. And different things running around. The grandmother at the head of the table walks in, sits down, children sit around her. We're filling in. Now, as a waiter, if you've never worked in the hospitality industry, try it. It's a lot of fun. So my job is to take control of the table. I've also got a chef who I know is already hitting the whiskey. So I need to get that order into the table, into the kitchen to get that taken care of so the food comes out properly. And so I walk up to try and just introduce myself the moment I'm putting my thumb underneath you. And I can't get through. And so I'm standing next to at the table, and the grandmother at the head of the table grabs my shirt sleeve and says, "Baby, the children are famished. We need 6 to 8 appetizers that are kid-friendly and a glass of Chardonnay for myself before you introduce yourself." I'm like, yeah, we're making 30% tonight. So I take care of this table, and I'm filling in the stories. Restaurant's clearing out, and they're pretty much the last table of the night. And I'm like, the accent you guys have. This is before I used y'all all the time. Where are you from? You're like, New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm like, oh, that town. Yeah. Greatest night of my life happened in that town in 2004. And the grandmother at the head of the table, I finally have full attention to the whole table at this point in time after an hour of serving. And the grandmother goes, "What was it?" And I'm like, well, there's this parade called Crew de Vue. And she kind of looks at me and just goes, "What year?" And I'm a little dyslexic, but the theme comes out. And I'm like, "The quest for immorality." That grandmother rises up by the chair and goes, "I am Queen Colleen Sally, the queen of the greatest night of your life." Tell me about it. So I started telling a story as a waiter at Almost Nola at this point in time. One of my coworkers had pulled me aside. "You're like, oh, you're a Mardi Gras virgin. I'm going to give you a list of things to do. I want you to costume. I want you to jump second line. I want you to get into that ball. I want you to find a girl, too. You need a girlfriend." And so in that, I do all those things. And I keep telling that story within the family, and they're listening intently. And then it's getting late, and they start leaving out. And if you've never met Colleen Sally, she is a bigger-than-life person. And she gives me this giant embracing bear hug. We're sticking with the theme. And just hugs me and squeezes me, and she says, "Baby, as the queen of the greatest night of your life, I demand you come home and write a book about it." And I'm like, "Me? Write a book? ADHD, all that other stuff? I'm going to Hawaii, New Orleans. Like, I know I'll get back there, but if I get back there, I'll get stuck there. That's why I'm kind of avoiding New Orleans and rolling that." And she just hugs me and squeezes me again. She goes, "You are a natural storyteller. The book will write. Just come home and write. Just write." And so I'm thinking about it. And then her son and his wife come in, have a few beers a little bit later. And they're like, "So your mom asked me to write a book." We're having a few beers. And he's like, "She does that a lot. She likes to inspire people. That's just how she is. If you ever met that woman, she always wanted everyone to get invited her. She is one of the 300 that we're celebrating this year. She's a literary author. If you go to Children's Storyland, there's a little statue of her with her little character that she wrote within it. And that night, we closed the restaurant up, had that final beer, and I walk out underneath the Northern Lights, and it's the greatest expression of Northern Lights I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen hundreds of hours in 3 summers. The purples are going, the greens are going, the reds are flying, all throughout, and I break down into tears. And as I come out of those tears and look up, my brain goes, you're writing a book. Well, I came back to New Orleans. I think I'm going to publish that book soon.